Welcome to the official YouTube channel for the Wide Nation of Sports by Hunter Tickle. Hit that subscribe button for first access to exclusive behind the scenes interviews from the NFL, NBA, and college hoops and more. And remember, folks, talks over takes. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the Wide Nation of Sports. I'm your host, Hunter Tickle. I'm going to be indulging y'all in some soccer takes, some soccer observations tonight. Copa America is underway. It's officially underway for the United States of America. The Yanks, they took on Bolivia. Might I remind y'all that this is the 48th edition of the Copa America. If you don't know, the Copa America is South America's continental tournament. Actually, I should note that it's the 48th edition, I believe I said. And this is a tournament that's typically held in South America for the South American countries. It's a pretty prestigious tournament. I would argue that the World Cup is up there at number one, cream of the crop. Creme de la creme for international soccer tournaments. Right below that would probably be the Euro Cup, which is held every 4 years as well as the World Cup. It's held every 4 years, and that features the best national teams in Europe. And then Copa America with the South American teams is right there in terms of the quality and the quality of play, the quality of teams and national sides that play in that, and the players. The superstars of the world's beautiful game that partake in that sport. They play really good football down there in South America. This edition is being held in America. It's kind of a prelude to the World Cup, which is also being held in North America in 2026. It's being held in Mexico, Canada, and the U.S. So three nation World Cup hosts. Which has not been done before. It's something that's currently happening with the expansion of the tournament and everything that's going on with that. And then, so you look at this Copa America, it's 2 years out. It's kind of the dress rehearsal for the World Cup for the U.S. They do not participate in World Cup qualifying, so it's really the most meaningful matches that they're going to play until the big show, the world's biggest tournament, comes to America. So with that, let's kind of unpack what happened today with USA. Today, they played their first group match, round robin. They got 3 group matches to try to get to the knockout phase, which is the final 8 teams of the tournament. A little more background for the Copa America. You had your typical 11 sides from South America were automatically qualified for this tournament. And then you had 5 teams join them as guests for a 16-team field. Canada, Mexico, U.S., as I said, all automatically qualified because they're going to be hosting the World Cup, and they need these minutes and these experiences to improve their chances to continue to be a strong team, be strong squads there at the World Cup. And the 3 that were qualified through some CONCACAF, through Central America, the Caribbean, that came out of that were Costa Rica, Panama, and Jamaica. So those were the 3 teams that qualified for this Copa America. In the U.S. today, they played Bolivia. Bolivia's, it's been stated, one of the worst, probably the worst team here in this tournament. The game was at AT&T Stadium there in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Texas, and the U.S. got it done. It's an opening match, probably some jitters, probably a lot of expectations weighing on this team. A lot of people referring to this team as the golden generation, these players as the golden generation. We'll get into a little bit more of that later. And, tonight they got it done 2-0. Christian Pulisic scored the opener. got the Yanks off to a great start in this tournament, this showcase, scoring in the 3rd minute. It was a pretty impressive finish. He worked a short corner with a short corner kick with Florin Boligan, and he got the ball back. He's kind of drifting away from the net, kind of pedaling backwards a bit slowly, and was still able to strike the ball really well, even as he leaned backwards, which is really difficult to do. He hit it far post, hammered it, and the goalkeeper got a finger to it, and made it carry him off the underside of the crossbar and into the back of the net. Christian Pulisic is referred to by many as Captain America today. He was donning the captain's armband at the World Cup. That honor was bestowed on Tyler Adams. He's coming off an injury. It was nice to see him back in the lineup. But yeah, Christian is kind of playing out of his mind right now. He had a great run this year with AC Milan in Italy, Serie A, playing really well there. It was a great addition there. Really good to see him bounce back after the time he had at Chelsea. That really didn't go well. Didn't catch a lot of breaks there. And in his recent club action in recent years. And then, he in the second half, the lead was doubled. He was running at the defense, had them backpedaling, and was able to set the table with another similar spot finish, this time from Flo Bulligan, as he got the ball on the left side of the box. And he slotted the ball again to the back far post with the ball on the surface. And then you look at Christian, he's continuing to just play well. He was clearly the best man on the pitch today, clearly the best player for the US of A. He came out later on in the half, cut inside, which he does so well. He always cuts in well from the left side to the right, going to goal, and just unleashed an absolute rocket that hit the keeper squarely, and it was spilled though, and it actually caused like a 10, 12-yard looping aerial rebound that was, keeper couldn't do anything to kind of keep it wide, par it wide, pitch it wide with his hands. That's how much ferocity Christian got on that shot. Didn't go in, but just another indicator of when he's got it rocking right now, and he's confident, he's taking people on. It was Bolivia, so you do have to take it with a grain of salt. But he's thriving, and he's definitely in form, and the U.S. are going to need him in form as this Copa America continues, especially with how let's say out of form most of their forwards are. They're not getting a lot of goals, as was the case today. You look at the team today; they had 18 shots, it's decent, but 8 of those were on frame. That's a great number. So they're obviously creating chances. They're getting the chances to go to goal. They're getting really quality chances to put more in the back of the net. But it was kind of a disappointment today to not see them put 4 or 5 past Bolivia, and that's got to change. They're not going to get anywhere near the amount of chances against the likes of Uruguay and Argentina and Brazil. So they need to finish their chances, and today they didn't. And that's got to change. They got to get confident, just getting that ball in the old onion bag. They also had 60% of the possession. They got 7 corners again, so it's good. They got possession. They got the chances. The next and final step is obviously that final ball, putting the ball away. So some more good today. I'm not going to take you through too much, but Antoine Robinson, he was great getting forward on the left flank. The outside back, it was just a perpetual menace for the Bolivian back line and created a lot of chances. He kept getting forward, and I'm sure that was an emphasis from their skipper, Coach Greg Berhalter. Robinson is a Fulham club player there in London. He's going to be a man to watch the rest of the tourney, see if he can keep getting forward. His defensive duties are going to go up. As I said, they got Panama next, so he should still be able to get into the attack. But then Uruguay, and then the likes of moving forward, Colombia, Mexico, another two to name, Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay. There's gonna be a lot of quality, and we'll see kind of how that develops if he can still kind of create some chances from that left back spot. And then it was also great to see on the back line Chris Richards back. Um, I haven't seen him play a ton, but he was not at the World Cup because of an injury. And as I said, the U.S. backline, U.S. defenders were rarely tested, so it was that back four didn't have a lot to do, but it was nice to see him out there, and he's getting some chemistry there in the middle with Tim Ream, who is the old faithful, the veteran from who's still playing for Fulham and getting better. He's like fine wine. He's getting better with age. So the defense is I think gonna be a solid building block for them to move, keep getting better and keep improving and just continue to be rock solid to keep this team in games moving forward. All right, so the bad, as I mentioned, Flo, he finished with an assist and a goal. I mean, on the stat sheet, that's going to say that he's doing really well. I guess I just have a lot of expectations for him. I feel like ever since 2002 when the U.S. national team had Brian McBride, 2006 Brian McBride, he was playing well. He was a player who could not only finish the ball with his feet and his head, win a lot of aerial challenges, but he was also a guy that was holding the ball up well and was always super efficient, so efficient with every movement he did. Everything had purpose, placement, read the game well. Just that ultimate forward that you want, that goal scorer. Well, after that we had Josie Altidore. He played really well. He could hold the ball up, finish. He did kind of get hurt a lot in the World Cup, so we didn't get to see him maybe on the main level a lot, but was kind of that bulky, kind of strong forward that could provide that target play that they needed. And he was also great at putting the ball away. I mean, he didn't put the ball away in a lot of big games, but he did enough. But since about, I guess, 2014, we didn't make the 18 World Cup. 22, we were kind of shuffling people in and out, almost like a revolving door. So the forward position, the striker position, the guy that can provide a hold-up play just isn't there right now. And the poachers, all that, like, they're not there right now. And it doesn't bode well for this team. They are going to need forwards to score. You can't rely on your midfielders to score. Like in the past, you had Clint Dempsey scoring, you had Landon Donovan scoring. You just can't rely on your outside wingers to provide all the scoring for the team. Be the only guys that can put the ball in the back of the net. So, with that said, Flo needs to do better. He does. He needs to score more. He needs to be more assertive. He needs to do more when he gets the ball. He needs to hold it up well. He needs to link up with forwards more. He needs to link up with the midfield better. We just need better, ultimately, just better linkage play. He needs to just be someone that finds better chemistry. I know it's new for the guy who's been living in England for most of his life, but he's with the national team. It's kind of time now to have some chemistry and some rapport with this team. His goal today was his fourth in 13 caps, 13 international appearances for the U.S. national team. He plays his club ball in France, League One with Monaco. He's previously played for Arsenal and Middlesbrough, but I mean, all I can say is he needs to be sharp around the net. I think he will continue to start probably this whole tournament. He should get a full go, play the rest of this tournament. I don't care how bad he plays our forward position. The U.S.'s forward position is very, very weak and poor. It's a bad pool. He needs to keep getting those chances, getting those runs, getting that camaraderie, the rapport, just learning how to play with Christian, learning how to play with Wes McKennie, several different players. I mentioned Weston McKennie. He was basically an absentee today. He didn't show up. He wasn't there. Didn't make his impact felt much, which is surprising in a game like this where you think he could really put his stamp on the game and go forward and attack. And it's probably the U.S.'s best aerial threat. Didn't see any of that. Something's wrong. Something seems a little bit off. I know it's only the first game of the Copa America, but these tournaments come around, or like the World Cup, like you're either on and you're gonna stay on, or you might not show up. So I am a little hesitant to see if he's gonna show up and be a force. The Juventus club player in Italy, but in top flight Serie A in Italy. Um, we'll see. I also noticed something else in the post game. They had Fox, where who's airing the tournament, as well as Fox Sports One, interviewed several players after the game, and he was one of them that was like, "Oh, this was a good game for us. We got on the ball, created chances." A little bit disappointing. It sounds like they're trying to say glass half full after a 2-0 win over Bolivia, but I do think it needs to be a little bit half empty because they need to point out their flaws and strive for more. And I get the whole, save face and remain positive, but it needs to be noted that this game should have been 4-5 nothing, not 2-0. I mean, it's glaringly true. It's obvious, Captain Obvious, whatever you want to call it. Like that needs to be stated and noted. Whether you say the positive first and the negative second, this needs to be stated. Another guy today who was underwhelming, bar none. He came on in the 65th minute. He played 25 minutes. Ricardo Pepi. I mean, he was out there. He should have easily bagged 2 goals. He should have bagged a brace, and he didn't. And again, just very unclinical around goal. Just very not sharp for the guy who plays club ball in Holland. He was out there. It's great to see him get in position. Great to see him getting around that danger around the goal, especially as a sub in those 25 minutes. But easily, easily should have punished the defense twice. Easily. That's not a great start. They almost have to wipe that clear. But if you don't see 3 or 4 goals against Panama, and you might not, this team might be in for a long tournament in terms of trying to show that they can play with the quality of this South American teams. Not good, not good at all. I will note as I kind of move on to the last part of this segment, this team, the U.S., has a lot kind of in front of them. This is a big chance, as I said, 2 years out from the World Cup to really prove what they can do. Really the last big test, which is crazy because it's 2 years out. But this is a good chance for them to build some confidence, build a lot of development, and move the ball well, finish well, know what it's like to face adversity, maybe down a goal to come back, like things like that. This is a very high stakes moment for this team. I'm really happy that they're playing in the U.S. because again, that's where they're gonna be playing the World Cup, and that they got in this tournament. That Copa America offered them an invite. That's a big deal. I will note that this is the first time that they've competed in this tournament in 8 years. 8 years. 2016 was the last time that was a centennial for the tournament. And so this is a good chance. That team went to the Final Four that had Jurgen Klinsmann, and then a little bit later they struggled in qualifying in Costa Rica, and he was out the door. So, I mean, this team really should be probably at least, I think, a realistic expectation is to get to the semifinals, if not the finals of this tournament. If they really want to do a lot of damage in the World Cup, they really need that lengthy run. And yeah, as I noted, Chris Richards was back. Tyler Adams was back. So they're getting some people back. Josh Sargent did not play, and he's a forward. He could be definitely a factor into getting up top here soon, but he wasn't here today. He was hurt, and so I don't think he was fully healthy for this matchup. And so yeah, there's a lot to look forward to. The late game I just watched, it started at 9 Eastern here on Sunday, was Uruguay versus Panama. Uruguay just dominated, got a trillion chances, ended up winning that game 3-1. Panama did get on the ball a lot and got some chances in the second half. Scored It was 2-0 heading into stoppage time. Uruguay scored a goal to go up 3-0 in stoppage time, and then Panama got one back, kind of saved face there with a goal in extra time. We'll see if that goal ends up being a big deal. If they can muster a pretty big effort against U.S. in the second game, that could end up being, who knows, a deciding factor for the teams. The top two teams of those four will move on to the next round. Well, yeah, guys, this was great talking to you. A little football here. We'll see if I can get some more stuff going, and we got a lot of interviews coming up around sports in the United States of America. Peace.